Hello my viewers and welcome to a fascinating yet controversial topic surrounding the White Magnolia venues and their new guest cottages. Guess what's circulating? That these charming accommodations are more than just picturesque retreats. They supposedly have a historical tie to African American history, hinting at their use as quarters for slaves. The plot thickens as those who initially shared this information have mysteriously disabled comments on their post. Are these cottages truly new quarters, or were they once inhabited by slaves? Join me as we unravel the layers of history and seek to understand the significance behind these structures. For now, check out these videos. I will be right back, and when I do, we talk more about this.
Wanted to walk y'all through our cute little guest cottages real quick this morning.
Your eyes do not deceive you. Those are what you think they are.
I am walking through them now for our guests to arrive for this weekend. The White Magnolia wedding venue is over here, and we have guests coming in this weekend for their rehearsal dinner, wedding, and brunch.
I told y'all folks get married at plantations and y'all thought I was kidding.
You walk in, this is your view. Everybody's always like, oh my gosh, they are so much bigger than they look, and they are. They are so cute and cozy. We have the fridges and the microwaves, the coffee pots, little seating area, heaters. We have one queen bed downstairs. You go in here, you have your bathroom and little getting ready area. And then in the next section, you have your clawfoot bathtubs, shower and toilet and towel area. They are just so cute.
That done gentrified the slave houses. I hope the spirits make sure you never find peace.
As a four-quarter coon, I must say that this has been one of the most exciting Black history. If you don't know what I'm speaking about, basically a whole bunch of people on my For You page have been discussing the White Magnolia wedding venue in Louisiana. It is a plantation-style wedding venue. And please don't try to argue with me in the comments. That is what it is. Apparently the venue is not a plantation, but if you look up plantation venues in Louisiana, it pops up. I wonder why. Okay, because they know, we know, Google knows. Okay, good. When it comes to that, Southern charm, antebellum, style wedding, there is a real fine line between aw and oh, hell no. Yeah. So now these new cottages, let me show you what they look like. Oh. What I would like to say, I'm not going to say much, but I do suggest that everybody who wants to have one of these style weddings, okay, and stay in one of these cottages, please go and visit the National Museum of African American History and Culture in DC. They got one of these. You can go stand in it. You're going to feel something. So if you feel something in a space that is, honoring these cabins and the experiences that our people have gone through, imagine the feeling that you're going to get when you're staying in a Disney princess version of a slave. Okay. You going around and bring something home with you. It's going to be one of them oh, yeah.
Those are slave quarters. Those are slave quarters. They're slave quarters. Oh, great row. Oh, they're slave quarters. They're slave quarters. They are the quarters for the slaves. Is this a plantation? Oh, this is a plantation, isn't it? It's a plantation. Oh my God, in heaven. They're slave quarters. On a plantation. Why are we here, Lord? Why are we here? Why are we here? Why?
All right, as a wedding planner, this pisses me off. And here's why. So you have this organization, this company that is showing cottages on their property so that way you can rent them during your wedding. And I believe that these are former slave quarters. We're talking about Louisiana. We're talking about Charleston, South Carolina. And there are so many other organizations like Boom Hall, Plantation and Gardens, Magnolia Plantation and Gardens, who have been under fire, especially during the pandemic, for glamorizing plantations where couples can get married. Like, we know that slavery was a thing, despite what other people may say. And the fact that you're trying to have a wedding on a plantation and you don't want to have any awareness or accountability to the fact that you're having a wedding on this plantation is the problem. And with this particular company, you go to to this video that they show and they turned off all the comments, right? No edification as to if this is a new structure or if this actually were inhabited by slaves. And then you go to the next video that they have that is also, the comments are turned off, and they're happy that this video went viral. Beloved, this video didn't go viral because of the fact that people were happy to have enslaved cottage to live in during their wedding. You have no accountability for what you're doing, nor do you want to clarify if what we're asking is true or not. So in situations like this, I will never recommend a place like this to my couples to have their wedding because it's absolutely disgusting. It's unnecessary, and during Black History Month. Seriously.
So this is the video of the white magnolia, and I did a review of it, and TikTok decided to take down my video after it got thousands of views and hundreds of likes. Now, I've been informed that this was not a former plantation, but one cannot take away the fact that it does look very much like an 1800s plantation where enslaved blacks once lived. And TikTok took down my video. I have no clue, but they still went against their agreement, whatever. I think that White Magnolia is upset they got negative reviews. And yes, this place does look like a former plantation, and as a designer, it's your job to make sure that your design does not replicate something that was such negative history in America. And there are some people who have the fortunate privilege to not be able to look at this layout and think of a slave plantation. Well, that's because you have that privilege and you don't have to look at things through that lens.
Welcome back, my viewers. Now, the revelation surrounding the White Magnolia venues and their new guest cottages has sparked intense discussions. Just like we've seen from the stitches, a lot of people are saying that these cottages are being tied to African American history, possibly serving as quarters for slaves. This has raised profound questions about the historical context of these structures. The decision by those who initially shared this information to disable comments adds a layer of mystery. Did they anticipate controversy or simply seek to control the narrative? Now, as we go deep into the debate, the central question emerges: are these cottages truly new quarters, constructed with a specific historical connection, or do they bear witness to a darker chapter in history, having once been inhabited by slaves? Now, hotels have always been more than just a place to sleep. The most storied accommodations come with a rich history based on their location or guests that have passed through the doors. Many hotels with ties to Black history have long closed or been destroyed, but several still remain today. If the walls could talk, we can only imagine some of the stories they could tell. And it just so happens that it's Black History Month, and this is the trending story. Like, this is so crazy. If you haven't heard about it, this venue down south used to be a plantation, and for some reason, there are people who find excitement with them having their weddings there. Their guest houses is called guest cottages. Like, literally, these are just slave homes that are like done up, and people are so excited with this. It's so crazy, guys. I don't know. Like, I was just like, wow, guys, what is really going on? The fact that the organization thinks that this is okay and acceptable just speaks volumes. Like, literally, it does speak volumes. If you ask me, I'm going to say this is so disrespectful to Black people, as it reflects a painful reminder of a dark period in history where individuals were subjected to slavery. Associating modern structures with such a troubling past can be insensitive and perpetuate feelings of distress and indignity among those who are connected to that history. It's something else. Now, these structures, remnants from an era of slavery, hold a historical significance that transcends their charming facade. Formerly inhabited by slaves on an old plantation, these cottages now stand as witnesses to a complex past. The mystery deepens as we question whether they are the same age structures, artfully refurbished, or entirely new constructions designed to echo the bygone era. Now, before it was a public garden, it was a working rice plantation. No visit can be complete without an understanding of the families who have lived on the street, first as enslaved workers and then as paid garden staff. Throughout Magnolia's 350-year history, the cabins featured on From Slavery to Freedom tour have been preserved and restored, each representing a time period significant to both African American and Low Country history. Now, the discovery of the cottage's historical ties to slavery gaining prominence during the Black History Month intensifies the impact for several reasons. Firstly, it brings attention to a painful chapter in Black history, highlighting the ongoing need for awareness and understanding of the challenges faced by the community. Secondly, the timing could be perceived as insensitive, as Black History Month is a period of reflection and celebration of Black achievements and resilience. The timing was just bad. Unveiling a connection to slavery during this month, like this, can be interpreted as an unfortunate juxtaposition, emphasizing the enduring struggle for equality. Now, the decision by those who initially posted about the cottage's historical ties to turn off comments suggests a possible anticipation of controversy. It appears they were aware that unveiling the connection to slavery would spark intense discussions and perhaps criticism. So, by disabling comments, they might have aimed to control the narrative or avoid engaging in a potentially contentious dialogue. This strategic move raises questions about their intentions and the level of preparedness for the public's reaction. The choice to limit discourse adds a layer of intrigue to the unfolding story, leaving us to ponder the motives behind such a measure. We have finally come to the end of the video. What do you, my viewers, have to say about this? Share your comments in the comment section down below and let's hear what you have to say.